There's an important aspect of wellness that most people overlook, and that's sleep. It's good to allow the brain and body to recuperate and develop fully, because when you fail to do that, it will affect your thinking, your emotions, and your health. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Fitness Freak and I create fitness and wellness content and vlogs sometimes to inspire my community to work out more consistently. If you love any of what you're seeing on my channel right now, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and join the community. Everyone sets an alarm clock to wake up, but do you know that your body has an internal clock that works with the cycles of sleep? That internal clock I mentioned is also called biological clock, and sometimes it's called circadian rhythm. It works with your habits and it usually resets when you change routine. If you find yourself waking up at exactly the same time every single day, you find out that a time will come when you don't even need your alarm clock and your body would naturally wake up at that same time. Same thing applies to lunch or breakfast or dinner even, but lunch especially. If you find out that you're eating lunch at 1 p.m. every day, naturally, whenever you miss that 1 p.m. mark of having your lunch, your body starts getting hungry. So the habit of waking up at a particular time, your circadian clock could have been used to it, and that's why it's encouraged that you wake up on the weekends at the same time you usually wake up during weekdays, so that you don't reset what your body is already used to. So at this point, I want you to pay close attention to the things I'm going to talk about. I'm all for good quality sleep, but not many people know what quality sleep is. Quality sleep is a type of sleep that is restorative. There is sleep and there is sleep. It's not just enough to say, okay, I had 6 hours of sleep or I had 7-8 hours of sleep. There are other factors that affect the quality of your sleep, which are sleep stages and sleep cycles. A complete night's sleep is usually made up of about 4 to maybe 6 sleep cycles, and each of those sleep cycles are averagely 90 minutes, whereas sleep stages are 4 in number, and they are REM sleep and non-REM sleep. Non-REM sleep itself is 3 in number, but I don't want to confuse you. I'm going to just take it one bit at a time so that you educate yourself about the type of sleep that you need and what you should be doing every single night to get quality sleep. For every complete sleep cycle, you have up to 4 sleep stages within that cycle. Sleep cycle is like the umbrella under which you have sleep stages in one individual cycle. Don't worry, you're going to get the hang of everything I'm saying really soon. For sleep stages, there is non-REM sleep and REM sleep. Non-REM sleep simply means non-rapid eye movement sleep. REM sleep means rapid eye movement sleep. So for non-REM sleep, it's broken down into 3 more stages. The short form of referring to these 3 stages of non-REM sleep is N1, N2 and N3. So the higher the stage of non-REM sleep, the harder it is to wake a person up from their slumber. Sometimes you wake somebody up, like you just say someone's name and they wake up, whereas other times you say their name and they are so long gone. The first stage of non-REM sleep, N1, is referred to as the dozing off stage. So typically you spend about 5 minutes in this stage of sleep, and it's usually easier to wake a person up when they are still at N1 stage. So as the sleep progresses to N2, which is the second stage of non-REM sleep, the body relaxes more and the temperature in the body starts to drop. Typically, breathing, heart rate, brain activity, and eye movement all begin to slow down. The eye movement slowing down is also part of the reasons why this stage derives its name, non-rapid eye movement. And out of the 4 stages of sleep in a complete sleep cycle, most of your sleep is spent in this non-REM 2 stage. So remember how for N1 I mentioned that it's easier to wake you up. For this N3 stage, it's not the same. It's what is called deep sleep. This is the stage that is responsible for restorative sleep that I talked about at the introduction of this video. It allows for recovery and growth. Your heart, your liver, your kidney, your stomach, in fact all the organs that you can think of, is at this stage of sleep that they begin to do their magic. That way your immune system is boosted and all other key bodily processes are on point. Your body relaxes more, and this is the stage that also contributes to insightful thinking and creativity. So when you find out that your creative juices have dried up, it may just be that you need more sleep. If you're the type of person that is used to taking power naps in the middle of the day, you find out that the power naps are more effective when they don't go beyond that 20 to 30 minute mark. Why it's like that is because you stand the risk of getting into the deep stage of sleep, and the last thing you want to do is to be interrupted. You'll probably wake up feeling more groggy than you were when you first went to sleep. Now let's move on to the fourth and last stage of your sleep cycle, which is the REM sleep. At this stage, activities in your brain start picking up, and people that study sleep have found out that even though your eyes are closed, your eyes are noticed to be moving around, and that's how it got its name, rapid eye movement, REM sleep. This is the stage where your body experiences atonia, which is like paralysis of all your muscles. The only muscles that work at this stage are your breathing muscles and your eye muscles that are moving up and down. That's why sometimes you find out you wake up and you can't stand. It's like you are paralyzed. You stagger a bit before you get your balance. It happens to the best of us. This stage usually lasts longer as the night progresses. What I mean by that is maybe at the initial stage of when you start sleeping, you might have spent more time at the N2 phase, but as you're getting towards morning hours, when you're about to wake up, this REM sleep phase lasts longer, and then the N1, N2, and N3 are usually shorter. And this is the phase where you experience so many vivid dreams, like you see dreams so clearly as if it's happening in real life. And that's why sometimes people wake up and they feel like maybe they were running in their dream. It's just because your brain activity is at its highest. Your eyes are moving up and down. In fact, wow, God created Sha. So you may be wondering, what can I do to have a healthier sleep? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first thing that is important for you to do is to make sure that you have a consistent sleep schedule. I mentioned earlier how your body gets used to a habit that you form because of its internal clock, and that when you break that routine, it struggles to adjust. So having a consistent sleep schedule may just be the first step to you getting quality sleep when you sleep at night. The other thing you can do is to eliminate alcohol immediately before bed. Having alcohol in your system disrupts your sleep cycle. I don't want to get into the biology of all that, but just take it as it is. My third tip is eliminating noise and light distractions. I think that tip is self-explanatory enough. I have a video where I talked about things you can do to get good quality sleep right here. So you can do well to watch this right after you're done watching this video to give you more insight on what you can do to make sure that your sleep is restorative and restful. Let me share a bit of a personal experience of mine. I'm someone that for the longest time didn't used to pay a lot of attention to sleep. I just felt sleep sometimes was a waste of time because I feel I could be awake and doing something more productive. But when I started paying attention to sleep and the way sleep works and the importance of sleep to my body, I decided that okay, I wasn't going to be getting less than 7 hours sleep in a particular night. So I now realize that when I set an alarm for 7 hours from when I go to bed, sometimes I wake up and I'm feeling as if I didn't even sleep at all. Certain instances where I found myself sleeping for just 6 hours, I wake up and I'm feeling relaxed, and I'm like, why is it that I'm sleeping 7 hours and I'm not feeling like I had a good night's sleep, and I sleep 6 hours and I'm feeling so strong and so happy? When I researched further, I realized that it boils down to sleep cycles. A 6-hour sleep means there's a complete 4 sleep cycle of 90 minutes, but when it comes to 7 hours, the extra 1 hour on that 6 hours does not constitute a complete sleep cycle. So it's very possible that my alarm goes off at the point where I'm in my deep sleep N3 stage, and because the sleep cycle is not complete, I wake up feeling like I didn't even have any sleep at all. When I found this out, I just made a personal decision that I wasn't going to be using my alarm to wake up anymore, and thanks to my body clock, which is now used to waking up at a particular time, I wake up naturally when I really had good quality sleep. So if you got value from this video and you learned something new, please hit the like button and share this video with someone you know that needs to hear some of the things I've mentioned here, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.
Close your eyes, get some rest.